Hi, welcome back to Broke Not Broken. I'm Shannon, and hello 2026. Goodbye 2025. Not at all sad to see you go. It was the worst year of my entire life, remarkably so. I did win the battle with the CRA. Finally, December 18th, they finally deposited some money that they owed me into my account, and that's why I did not film what I started to film with the Christmas lights and the small town Christmas. I do apologize for not holding up my end, but I wasn't financially able to do that. I couldn't leave without taking money away from other bills to do so, which in retrospect is my fault. But nonetheless, it took getting an MP involved and multiple calls. And I feel totally relieved at this point that I've had some kind of result in the end. It took about a month for the CRA to take us seriously once the MP was involved. So there's that. Now, I feel a little bit lighter, and as you can see, the background in my living room has changed from the plaid wallpaper that we put up for Christmas. I've been tearing everything down this morning and last week. I've got a Christmas tree currently sitting in my kitchen that needs to be put away. And it's nice and quiet because the kids are away at their grandma's house. 2025 was a year of letting go for me. I let go of people that were limiting my beliefs, my values were really bringing me down. I just remove them from my life or limit my time spent with them. It was also a year of deep reflection for me. I needed to figure out what I wanted, who I wanted to be, and where I wanted to go. And I decided that no matter what, I was going to put myself first. And that realization happened in September, that my entire life, everybody else's happiness always came before my own. And in doing that, I have built a better relationship with my spouse. I have filmed more videos, whether they're watched or not. I've actually put myself out there, which was something that was a goal of mine for 2025, was to actually launch this channel. I've had this channel for 10 years, but I hadn't done anything with it. And I really wanted to be more comfortable on here talking to people. Hi, Gizmo. But I had to stop listening to those around me that were limiting me, telling me that I couldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, you should have a bigger house, you should have all these things. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm happy, that's all that matters. From September, so many things changed when that mindset happened. I got a job one day a week. Jason found a job 2 days before Christmas plowing, and it's a year-round job, so we no longer have to worry about layoffs, etc. And everything just kind of seemed to come through for us. Now, before that happened, I was feeling so down and so, just so sad, because I wanted to do so much good with this channel. I wanted to film those Christmas lights for the elderly that I couldn't get out. I wanted to do a really old timely Christmas with my kids. I did get a real Christmas tree from the side of the road that ended up in my car. It was only 3 feet tall, so it wasn't like a full-size tree. It was only like a little tree for the kids, because I couldn't find a Scotch pine anywhere to save my life. And I wasn't letting those kids down. I wasn't telling them one more time that, unfortunately, the things that I want for us and you want for us, I can't do for us. I wasn't doing that anymore, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I refuse to tell myself no at this point. If I want to do it, I'm just doing it, and I'll beg for forgiveness later. I also found some joy in some simple things over the past month because I wasn't feeling well. I was having issues with my joints locking and stuff, and it was really, really causing havoc with already the things that were going on in the month of December. And the joys I was finding was like clowning around with the kids, baking, doing really simple homebody things that I do all the time, but I was really focused on them and not so much focused on it for filming because I try to avoid putting my children in my channel just for their safety. Now, the kids got me a very special gift this Christmas, and it was really expensive for what it is, but I do love it, and I get one similar to it every year, but we switched over to a different brand because the one that I bought years ago and for several years from Amazon, they no longer make. And boys got me the home planner, and I love it so far. It's very similar to the other planner I had. We call this the Mom Bible because if it isn't in the book, it doesn't exist. And I am neurodivergent, and my memory sucks on a good day, and unless it's written down, I don't remember crap. So I've been working with this since December 28th, I believe. And so far, so good. It has task sheets. Like being neurodivergent means I actually have to have lists so that I can complete them. And unless somebody says to me, on Mondays, you clean the refrigerator, I won't even think about it. Now, that being said, I have been a house cleaner and a housekeeper and a personal assistant over the years. And when it comes to other people's stuff, I always have a list, and I am really good at sticking to doing what I'm set out to do when it comes to other people. But when it comes to my own stuff, I get sidetracked with the animals and, you know, being a mom in general. So I forget just little things like moving the fridge or the stove and cleaning behind it. So unless I have a task sheet or somewhere I can say, yep, I did that last month, I'm going to forget. So this is going to be my main tool here in keeping my life organized. And that's my goal this year, is to keep it organized and to go back to the basics of why I started this channel, the homesteading, the frugal living, and all that kind of stuff. And maybe some hauls from the thrift store because I know people love seeing what I can find, and shopping hauls because I can do cheap and free like nobody else and find a way to make do or mend like nobody else in the world because there's only one of me. And that's what I've learned over the past 3 months. There's only one of me in the entire world. And instead of being like everybody else on YouTube, I'm going to be myself here. I'm going to be as vulnerable as possible with you guys. And I hope that you guys will give me feedback on this new way of doing it. I'm going to put out a playlist of what my plan is, menu Mondays, etc. That's just an example, but I need you guys to feedback with me in the comments section and let me know what you think so far of the channel, what I can improve on. Try to be kind. Remember, guys, I do have a heart. I do have feelings. But let me know why you're here. And on the homesteading front, we had a tragedy happen, actually a mass murder happen at my house. A fisher got in to my chicken run and killed all but one of my chickens. We're calling the one survivor Lucky. It was one of my babies, as seen on the channel a few months ago. I had them sitting on my head and stuff like that, and it was really, really like the icing on the cake when I was going through everything. Then I lose my birds on top of that, and then everything turned around. So I will be getting new birds in the future. Right now, Lucky is the only one that's left, and she has her name obvious. For those of you that don't know what a fisher is kind of like a badger and a weasel had a baby, and they're vicious, nasty creatures that shred other animals. And unfortunately, where I live, I'm too close to too close to the houses beside me to deal with the animal that killed my birds. But you know, it's just being itself, and I should have been more vigilant. I knew there was a fisher around. I wasn't aware that it was going to do what it did. My neighbor down the road from me, his farm had, you know, footage he posted up on our community website, and I was like, it'll be fine, my birds will be fine. Well, I was wrong, and it's not their fault, and it's not the fisher's fault. It's, you know, it's in their nature to seek and destroy. That's what they do. So we're going to rebuild, we're going to restart everything here at Broke Not Broken. We're going to restart my farm with fresh birds. We're going to, you know, do up the gardens very shortly. I did get a hydroponic system, a small one for my room to start some lettuces. And I'm hoping that I'll build some bigger ones in the future. But like I've said before, we live in a really small home. I was small before small was cool. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what your resolution is this year. And Happy New Year's, guys.